All right, so this is a video review for the game on Tuesday night against Mount Pearl Senior High. In this particular situation, we've got a line that's breaking out of our zone, and we've actually been in our zone for an extended amount of time. So they're tired, and they're going to do a dump here. One thing I will point out before we get going, defenseman, look where defenseman, we got a guy right here behind us. We got to be aware of this. It may look harmless, but we got to make sure that these guys are getting out from behind us. We don't want them getting caught behind us, because what happens a lot of times is this guy might go off for a change and he sneaks in behind us, and next thing you know, they've got a long pass and they got a breakaway. One team who's notorious for this, does it really, really well, is Holy Trinity. They purposely try to sneak a guy behind you and do a change, and they'll actually wait at the bench for the defenseman to go by, and then they'll come off and sneak in behind you for a long pass. So just be aware of that. So let's just play this forward, and we'll watch what happens here. So here we go. And what's nice about this is this player recognized, he was tired, and he had pressure on him. We had three, Husky players right there. I mean, you're not beating them. So he just put the puck into the corner. It wasn't a hard dump. It was a nice, easy dump. Let it jump into the corner here. And all three of our forwards are going off, going to the bench here right now. The only comment I would make is that, make sure you're getting off hard. You're going fast. Go just as hard to get off the ice as you do to forecheck. Because the sooner you get off, the sooner we can get guys on the ice to continue to forecheck. And we want to try and keep Mount Pearl, or whoever our opponent is in this situation, pinned in their zone. I'm going to play it forward and just watch what happens. So our players are changing here now. We want our guys to get on. Mount Pearl's able to break out, and here we are. So, if we did a quicker change, we could have had guys on the ice and forcing these guys and keeping the puck pinned. Unfortunately, we didn't do that, and we kind of backed off a bit. I'm going to play this forward here. There you go. So you can see that our forwards are actually on the ice. Our guys are on the ice, but we're not being aggressive enough. We need to get in. We need to force the play, and keep Mount Pearl pinned in their zone, or whoever our opponent is in this situation. What I will say is, we're defensemen. You want to switch off, so one guy go off, switch out with each other, and then get the second guy off. But we want to be keeping them pinned in their zone, especially in the second period. Like, this is the second period. You can see how far they need to go to get changed. If we can pin them in their zone and get fresh legs on the ice, that's an ideal situation. Wear them down, then they're going to make mistakes, and we're going to score goals. I'm just going to stop. Oh, no, I didn't get to stop there soon enough. But there was a guy back here. I don't know if you noticed it. There was a guy. I'm going to go back 10 seconds here. Play it forward. It's not going to play forward for me. But there was a guy that was kind of hanging out back here, a little behind the defenseman. So just be aware that defenseman, there is a guy there. And defensemen, especially in this situation, be aware of your changes. Let one guy get off first, get fresh legs on, and then rotate and have the other guy get on. Because what we don't want is them taking that puck, coming around the net in a wheel, having a guy in the far blue line, and making that stretch pass, and all of a sudden they got a breakaway. So let's just be aware of that. Okay, so this is another situation, again, in the second period. So we were in our zone for a little bit of time, and we're breaking out with the puck. And what I want to do is pay attention to this player right here. We're going to come down. This guy's forcing the play. All right, so we're going to watch him force play. This guy, he's going to come down and swing, but he's not going to change until the puck is starting to go down the ice. So let me just pull this forward. Let me play it forward here. All right, here we go. So just watch what happens here. The puck comes in. We're getting the puck deep. So here is that player right here. This guy's pursuing the puck. He's got the puck. He's keeping it deep. But just, again, watch this player right here. Okay? I'm not really sure who it is. Just be aware of it. Let's give me a second here. Here we go. Playing it forward, playing it. So now the Huskies start to break it out. Look. So this player obviously was tired. Okay? Okay, he had an opportunity when the puck was coming in on the forecheck where he could have come off and gone to the bench, and we could have had a guy come over and cut things off. Instead, he went into the zone, he did a little turn, and then he came back. If you're going to change on your way into the zone. That's what you shouldn't be changing on the way back down to our end, especially in the second period when we got these long changes. So be aware of this, okay? And this is not, he's not the only player that's done this. Everybody's done this, all right? So I'm not picking on this one particular player. This is something that we all need to be aware of. If we come off, puck's coming down their zone, we're getting it deep. If one guy's pressuring, that's fine. The other two forwards get off the ice. We get two fresh legs on. Now, after this one forward who was pressuring the puck originally, once he sees that his teammates have changed, then he should be making a beeline. That's the only situation I would say that, the puck's coming back down the ice where you should be coming off the ice in that situation. But in that situation, we've already got two fresh legs on the ice to replace our tired guys. And that is just that one last guy who was pressuring the puck to try and help, put pressure on the other team and keep the puck in the zone, basically. Otherwise, if you're coming in and you're not part of the forecheck necessarily, or even if you are part of the forecheck and you're tired, get off the ice. We've had a couple guys right now, and this isn't the case for this particular player in this shift, but we have had players who have been on the ice too long, and we've called you out in the dressing room or on the bench, on the ice for over a minute, 2 minutes in some cases, which is ridiculous. We got to cut that down. Basically, you should be on the ice for no more than 40 seconds, 45 seconds at the most, and that's it. If you're on the ice for more than 45 seconds and you're not tired, then obviously you're not working hard enough. So let's be better on our changes here. All right, so this is another situation where we actually did another good dump. So this is, lots of positives here in this video, I think. You'll see this player here is going to get the puck, and we'll just play it forward here and watch what happens. So this player recognizes he's got a defender to beat, and he's got a second guy who's actually coming in and trying to cut him off. So instead of trying to hold on to the puck and lose the puck potentially in this area and have a transition go back down the ice, this guy dumps the puck, and it's a good dump. It's a smart play. So let's just play, see what else happens. Puck comes in deep. Okay, what I will say about this is we got to be harder on the forecheck. I mean, Malpearl, it looks like Malpearl is just, a Sunday afternoon skate here in to retrieve this puck. There's no pressure on them at all in this particular situation. We got to be going hard. We need to limit the time and space that they have with the puck. And this is every team that we play. They should be panicking. We should be forcing them to make mistakes. And in this game, in all honesty, the times that we did force them, they panicked. They coughed up the puck. And, we didn't do it consistently, unfortunately. And that's probably why we didn't have the success we were hoping for. So good dump here, but we need to be more aggressive on this forecheck. Let's just see what else happens here. It's just too much of a laxy-daisy forecheck. And this player here, I'm not picking on you. This is, like I said, this is everybody. Everybody's doing this. What I would say is that instead of coming around this side of the net, come around this side. Go straight to this guy. By coming around this side of the net, you give this defense more time to set up. Coming around the other side of the net, you're going directly to him. He knows you're coming. He has to react right away. And the other thing is that I don't see anybody over on this side that I can tell for forcing the play. Let me just play it forward, see what happens. Yeah, so here we are. Malpearl is basically allowed to skate out of the zone. I mean, we've got a guy coming through the center here. That's good. This guy is coming backtracking through the center after his forecheck. But, this guy's got to already be over here, really, forcing the play. I think Malpearl might cough it up here. Let me just play it forward. No, okay. So they actually get out of the zone. So we let them out of the zone. And we talk about stuff we can control and stuff that we can't control. And this is a perfect example of something we can control. How quickly, how fast we forecheck the other team, how much time, reducing their time and space with the puck. forcing them to make mistakes. They just had a really, really easy, exit from their zone. And it was because we allowed them to exit from their zone. So that's on us as a team and as a unit. It's not one person in particular. There were a number of things that went wrong there on that. We started off with a good dump. That was a positive, but then we don't follow up on it. So if we're gonna dump it, we need to follow up on it. All right. So there's a couple things in this one that jumped out to me. One was the puck is coming up the boards here. We've got our winger who's going to collect it. But what we're going to do is we're just going to blindly put it out into this space right here. And we can't do that. We do that, we get in trouble. They transition on us. You get a good defenseman who's smart enough to pick that up. We're in trouble. So let's just see what happens here. We pick up the puck, and look, we're just blindly putting it out here. Yes, he's looking, but look what's going on here. We've got a player right here forcing us. All we really had to do here, we could actually hold on to this puck for a second. And if this guy stops and our forward here slips in right here, and this guy comes forward, it's just a puck off the boards right to that guy. And now he's skating out. And if he gets pressure from that defenseman, puck off the boards, this guy's skating in. And it's all about puck support here, right? But instead, we almost lose. We do get it out. I will say we do get it out, but it was a little bit dangerous because if this guy picks this puck off, he's going forward, and all of a sudden they got a 3-on-2 on us. Just watch what happens. Look, I mean, he almost picked that off, and then right here, this defenseman pinches, and he almost picks this off. So we gotta be. This is why it's important that we get good, hard tape-to-tape passes, and we're aware of what we're doing. Whereas if we had put the puck up the boards here, this guy's skating onto it, right? So let's just keep playing it forward. Okay, so we're lucky we get it out, but then you can see that they transition. Here's the part that there we go. Okay, this is the part that really jumped out to me and why I pulled up this play for here at this moment. We got the puck here, and we had 1, 2, 3 guys around us, and there was 2 more guys in front of us here. We're not carrying this puck through these guys. This puck has to be dumped in. It has to be dumped in hard. Instead, we almost cough it up. Now, luckily, we don't. But the other thing you'll notice is that look where our defenseman is too. Our defenseman is up in the play here. If this guy gets knocked down and he loses the puck, all of a sudden this guy's going down on a breakaway almost because our one defenseman's way over here. Right, he was following up the play. This defenseman is stepping up, hoping for a pass possibly. And because we try to make this little extra move here, we potentially put ourselves in a compromising position. So you get the puck, you recognize that you don't have the space, dump the puck. Let's just see what happens here. We got lucky, but look, we're back in our zone again. Okay, so we did get lucky there. And I'm going to give Mount Pro credit. They take the body well. Okay, they finished their hits. Something that we need to get better at. So if you're trying to work through these guys, I can guarantee you they're going to put a body on you. And if you are trying to be fancy and you think you're going to work through a guy or 2 guys, and they put a body on you, then all of a sudden they knock you off the puck and they're down the ice with the puck, and we're in trouble. So we got to be aware of this stuff, guys. All right, so here's another situation where we're running into, and again we're getting a little too fancy. Luckily, we've got a defenseman back here who's backing this guy up, but I think he might be on his way to a change. This defenseman here is trying to carry the puck out. We've got a player going off, and we got a player jumping on here. We got a player going through the middle here and swinging, and I think we might have another player over here somewhere. So his options are limited, there's no question about it. But we're getting ourselves into trouble. So let's just play it forward here. Okay, so there we go. So this Mount Pearl player engages, and we almost lose the puck here. Now, like I said, luckily we got a defenseman, but he's pretty far back. I mean, if this guy gets this puck, this guy's not really in a position to engage. Look at this Mount Pearl player's done. He is way out of position, right? Little simple pass over to this guy. He would have been free. This guy here, what I'd like to see probably is him more toward the boards to open the ice up a bit more. This guy here is free. You know, a little chip pass to him. He's good. Luckily, we get it, but we got to be careful. This is, you know, we're being too fancy with the puck here. So we just need to be careful with this stuff. So play it forward. So we almost lose the puck. Okay, now we get the puck, we dump it in. All right, and this is a good dump. And this is what disappoints me is that it's a really good dump, but we don't follow up on the dump. All right, we let Mount Pearl go in, we let them set up. You know, this player could have probably skated with that puck a little bit more. He did have space. This is one situation where he probably could have carried the puck down deep, but still, he dumped the puck. So fair enough. I'm good with that because he did have, you know, as a player here, So he, you know, at some point he probably would have had to dump it anyways. But again, like I said, we're not following up on the dump, so let's just play it forward and watch what happens. Just look how nonchalant we are on getting in on this puck. I mean, even the Mount Pearl players, there's no urgency for these players to get back and get this puck because they know that we're not going to force them. We're just skating in. Like, we got to be going hard here, guys. We need to be busting our butts to get in on this forecheck. We'll play it forward here and just watch what happens. You know, there's no, I mean, really, this guy here, he didn't even look, this defenseman. He had no idea. So you can tell right away that he's not ready. He's already trying to get rid of this puck. And all we had to do was put pressure on him, and this would have been a coughed up puck. The other thing that I'll point out as well is look where our forwards are to. We got a guy here. We got a guy here. We got a guy here. He sends his puck around the boards. It's out of the zone. They're breaking out. Right? If you know, this has to go back to what we talked about before about, you know, a guy here. And look where all the players are from Mount Pearl. You know, they're not even in a position really. But if we had a guy here, and then we had a guy forcing them one way or going the other way hard, this guy would have dumped the puck over here, and this guy would have stepped over, and he would have had the puck. And just look at where the Mount Pearl players here. I just want to point this out because I didn't really notice this at first. There's a guy here. There's a guy here. There's a guy here. There's two guys here. So if I drew a line down the middle of the ice here, all 5 of Mount Pearl's players are on one side of the ice in their zone. Like, that is a complete no-no. Like I said, if we had a guy right here, I mean, our defensemen, I think, are gone for a change, right? But, you know, I mean, so that's probably why we don't have some of the defensemen here. If we did, he would have picked this puck up. But still, the forwards, you guys, I mean, if you sat right here in this forecheck, that guy's giving you the puck. And we're not even putting pressure on him, and he's already panicking to get rid of that puck. So if we put even more pressure on him, you know, first of all, you might even beat him to the puck. Because I noticed that a number of times, you guys, when you if you got on your horse, you guys would actually beat these guys to the puck. You know, that was what was blowing my mind. But you just weren't doing it. So you got to follow hard on these dumps and be in position. You know, and like I said, I mean, look how disorganized Mount Pearl is. You know. Okay, so this is the last clip I'll do because this video is getting a little longer than I normally like to have it. But this is actually a good pressure situation. There's a couple of really good pressure situations and others where, you know, I thought we could have put more pressure on guys. We've got the puck in Mount Pearl zone. We've actually got sustained pressure on these guys, and it didn't take a lot to put that pressure on these guys. This guy's going to come behind the net here with the puck, and this guy's going to step up and put pressure on. Now, let's just play it forward and see what happens. Let me get rid of this first. There we go. Look, hardly, I mean, really not any pressure for the most part. We didn't really take the body too much, but this guy, you know, he was more interested in not getting hit than giving up the puck, and we got control of the puck. So play it forward. We cycle it. Now, be aware of where we're cycling the puck to. I mean, we put the puck back here, and it's right on Mount Pearl's stick again. So let's just play it forward here. Look, not a good forecheck. I mean, we're just swinging a stick here at this guy. You know, all he did was he pulled back, and our guy just skated by him. You got to put a body on that. It doesn't mean you have to knock him down, but you got to put a body on him. All right. Luckily, we do continue to pressure him, so let's play it forward. Watch this. Oh, so we're not putting hard enough pressure on these guys, but just a little bit of pressure on them, and they cough the puck up. But what I will point out here, what is good, look where our forwards are too. We got one right here, and we got one right here. So these guys are actually in really good position. We got a guy here who's forcing the play, and you know this guy is in a position that he can get over the boards if they rim it. This guy's in a position that they try to come up this side. They've got it, so that's really good. I got to point that out. I think that's good positioning. So let's keep moving it forward. So we cough up the puck right there. We stay on him. Now, so we've got this guy right here, and we got this guy right here. We've got no one in front of the net. Okay? What should be happening here is that this guy, he was, I think it's Chase, number 14. He was right here, and he came into the play. Chase should have come in and parked himself right here around the hash marks. And Andrew is here, and Andrew did see, I think it's Andrew, sees that Chase is jumping into play. So he makes a good decision not jumping into the play. But if anything, if he sees that there's two guys here, then he should probably come over to this position. Okay. However, you know, he's staying high, so I got to give him credit. He's in position. He's a good defensive position in case Melpro gets the puck and steps out. But, you know, if we get control of this puck, and I'm not sure if we do here, I'll play 4 in a second, you know, there's no one in front of the net at all, right? So you getting yourself in position right here, you're in a position that if we get control of the puck, we got someone in the scoring position, but also if they start to break out, you can put pressure on them and get back properly. So let's just play it forward here. Look at the pressure. Like, it's not taking a lot to put pressure on these guys. So the puck's going to go down low, I think. Again, not a lot of pressure. Look where all 3 of our forwards are too. All 3 of our forwards are in this position right here. I mean, we can't do that, guys. We can't have 3 guys in there. I know sometimes stuff happens and 3 guys get in there. It's fair enough. But, you know, we need to have that guy who's out here in the slot area so that he can back check if they break out with the puck, or if we get a scoring, you know, an opportunity and we're coming toward the net with the puck. But just look at the, you know, the little bit of pressure we did put on these guys, and we weren't being really aggressive. But you know, they were losing the puck. So again, it just goes back to my point about time and space. Continue to play it forward. They get a shot there, I think. Oh yeah, I think we fanned on this one. Cycle it down here. No, try to put it back. Now, see, that's something else we try to do. If we had cycled that puck down into the corner, we'd still be in their zone right now. Instead, we're trying to put it back, and we're fanning on it, or we're not being strong enough on it, and all of a sudden, we're letting them break out. The other thing I'll point out, too, is that look where this player's to. Right? So if he was in position right here, look where he's to then. He's almost parallel with this guy. Instead, we're down in front of the net. You're useless down there in front of that net. You need to hang out in this spot here. This is the sweet spot. It's a sweet spot for a number of reasons. One, you know, it's a good scoring opportunity because now you can skate onto the puck if the puck comes toward the net. But you're also in a good defensive position that you can break out. You can get back into the play. Like I said, this guy here is starting to break out. All this guy, if he was here, if this player was right here, let me get rid of this because it's a bit of a mess. If he's in this position right here, just above or around the hash marks here, not below it, but around the hash marks here, he sees them breaking out. He's coming through here, and he's cutting this guy off. And if we're lucky, and then this guy here is coming through the middle, checking, right? And then if we're lucky, we can stop them before they even get across their blue line, and we can put the puck back in again deep. But the main thing here, guys, is, you know, this idea of cycling the puck deep in their zone. And I know that you guys joke around and talk about, you know, get pucks deep. It's so true. Like, if this puck was deep right now, we'd still be in their zone and we'd have pressure on them. So a number of things here we need to work on. Obviously, it's only our 4th game of the season. We are moving in the right direction, I think. These are little details that every one of us need to work on. So